Hey, welcome to the video. I am excited you're here. My name is Russ Robson, and this is the authority scaling and indoctrination system our clients use to generate more calls and create pre-educated and pre-qualified high-value clients to maximize growth and efficiency while commanding the predictability and consistency to scale their programs using our 3-step authority growth codex. So I'm excited you're here. Let's jump right into the details. So who's this for? Now, this video is for somebody who can provide amazing outcomes for your clients, who's a leader in your field and a professional that works with clients, who wants to serve clients before and after cash exchanges hands, and somebody who wants to grow and provide a bigger impact. They just need to get in front of more people and share their message. And you know how to provide an incredible service. Now, who is this not for? This is not for the person who expects to get rich or is looking for hacks or magic bullets so they can shortcut their way to the top. That's not sustainable, doesn't exist, and it's not who we choose to work with. It's not for somebody who's all about the profits and does not care about their clients' results. This isn't for you if you don't invest in your business. If you expect something for nothing, then go ahead and leave now. And lastly, if you're small-minded, you don't see a vision for what you want in the future, you want to stay small, you don't really want to grow or don't want to impact clients, look, I love that you're here, but this video is not for you. So let me be direct. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to add consistent top-line revenue in the next 90 days. And then after that, grow your client business into a long-term asset. Why? Because we have assembled the greatest system for professionals to be able to demonstrate their expertise powerfully in a way that attracts high-value clients and builds legitimate authority in the market. It gives you the predictability and consistency you're looking for with leverage, indoctrination, and filtering. It allows you to command premium prices and have your R&D pay for most, if not all, the marketing. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but stick with me to the end and I'll share with you how. So you can find and enroll your perfect fit clients. Now, you can do this all without offering cheap, free offers, without the smoke and mirrors of fake metrics or not knowing what the data means, without having to deal with tire kickers and hagglers, without having to deal with marketing agencies, and well, you can actually bring this in-house. And you don't need a huge social media following either. So my big offer to you is my team and I will help you design, build, validate, and scale your custom authority scaling and indoctrination system to find or create the clients who know they want and need you. The ones that respect you and your team and you're committed to their goals and want to invest in working with you, those clients. All while having more fun and fulfillment in your business and work and life, enjoying less stress while doing less work, because we're going to create leverage necessary to be able to do that. You'll have less headaches, and the cool thing is, the clients will already know who you are and what you do, and they'll see the value of your expertise, so they'll be more interested in the process. This will reduce stress, all while making more money and building long-term leverage into your business. Now, in this video, you will learn how to make expert offers that put you in a category of 1. This allows you to charge whatever price is necessary, commensurate to your expertise, as well as an offer that pretty much sells itself. You'll also learn how we build indoctrination into your system so your clients know who you are and what you do before they come in. It's a very specific methodology where you become the featured guide to their journey. You'll also learn how your R&D pays for most, if not all, of your marketing spend. Once again, can't wait to share this with you. And you'll learn how we help your business grow and scale with predictability and sustainability. Now, how do we get this done? Well, we've come up with a process we call the Authority Growth Codex. This includes the philosophies, the models, the frameworks, and the stratagem that gives our company the context to help you build these systems so you can grow your business how you see fit. And then we'll provide the specific tactics and nuance depending on where you're at in your particular business. It's comprised of 3 levers and 4 layers. The first main business lever is offer. Now, this is a properly designed professional offer that sells itself so the client can understand it. Second is attraction. This is the predictable traffic that helps you find the clients that you're looking for by properly communicating your value, calling out to their problems, pains, and needs, and giving offers to the marketplace that makes them say, hey, I want this thing. And lastly is leverage. This includes the automated, repeatable, and duplicatable outcomes that you want to produce inside of your business, whether it comes from education, pre-qualification, or filtering. All these things can be done in an automated fashion. And because we work in the right order of labor and systems first, now we can automate the entire journey and pull the last lever to grow at an accelerated rate. Now with that, here are our 4 layers. The first is consulting. We'll be working with you and your team to create specific solutions while providing ongoing and specific advice in real time. Second is curriculum. Now the curriculum can be consumed at any time. This is on-demand consulting to help you solve problems. It's the codification of years of experience, both the successes and the failures in full transparency to give you the roadmap to the top of your mountain so you don't have to make the same mistakes we made. And instead, you can go straight to the top in condensed timeframes. Third is collaboration. Now this is us working with you and your team, helping you do the harder things. Things that are done for you, like installing the technology, the tech stack, the ad tracking, the advertising, editing, and the copywriting. To help you with your sales consults and auditing those calls, things of this nature. This is collaboration. Lastly, community. This is one of the things I'm excited to let you know about. We're launching here in 2023. It's a community of like-minded individuals, a tight-knit group of professionals who are all wanting to transform their respective industries. We call it the Fusion Cell. Can't wait to see you in there. So these are our 4 layers, and when we stack all these, we combine it with our 3 levers. That is how we help you grow. That's our Authority Growth Codex. Now, why is it called the Authority Growth Codex? Because while we work with real pros in their field who have real skills and transferable knowledge to help their clients, unless you've built a large social media following or email list, you're going to have a hard time differentiating yourself from the rest of the online coaching market, which is growing at a clip of almost 7% a year worldwide. And while you might think all you need is a ton of leads and traffic coming to your website, that's usually not the case. What's usually lacking is a demonstration of your skills through a well-positioned offer, through scalable attraction methods, and leverage all throughout the process that pre-educates, pre-sales, and filters for the best fit phone calls and new clients. Scaling your authority means you have an offer, program, attraction method, and positioning that allow you to grow in a way that others can't, as a real market leader by way of demonstration and authority. So without a system like this, if you were to just get a bunch of traffic to your site today, you'd either be slammed with customer service complaints because none of your students would be able to get the value from your courses and programs, or you'd be slammed with unfiltered and unqualified sales calls because you don't have any filters in place, which would make your life miserable, trust me. Or worse yet, crickets. No one would convert or buy what you have to offer because they wouldn't be able to understand what you're offering. So trust me, put this Authority Growth Codex in place and lead generation won't be a problem. Now, if that's all you need to hear, and you're like me and you don't want to watch a long presentation, if it makes sense to you and you want to learn more and see how this fits into your business, go ahead and book your demo call. Now, this demo call will basically dive into your business so we can see exactly what's going on, what problems you want to solve, where the hangups are, the roadblocks, and give you a roadmap and a timeline to see if this process makes sense for you and if we're actually a good fit to work together. But if not, no worries. It's not one of those gross sales calls. It is simply an audit on your business and a simple invitation if it's a good fit. So it's as simple as that. Go and book your call now if it makes sense. But if you want to know more information, you're a little skeptical, well, stick around. I'm going to go through the full demonstration. And inside of this, we're going to cover how this works, why this works, and what we actually do. But before we get started, I want to go ahead and cover the results disclaimer and the guarantees. Now, these are what's possible, but I want to remind you, the results are going to vary based on your work ethic and your ability to be coachable and follow through. The experts, authors, founders, and professionals I'm going to show you followed a model and a system that they maximized and then executed upon that. Now, I've had people that have come through our growth programs, they've done nothing, and they get 0 results because I cannot guarantee your success. It is not mine to do so. I cannot control what you do on a day in and day out basis. I can give you the frameworks. I can give you the methodologies and best practices. I can show you, and I can even be there to counsel you and even do some of the work for you. But at the end of the day, your success is yours and yours alone. So if you do nothing, I promise no results will happen. That is my guarantee. So let's go ahead and jump in now. Now this is Nate. Nate came to us, and he's a sports and performance psychologist, primarily for teens and young adults. He also contributed as a contributor or subject matter expert for the book Deliberate Discomfort. And he uses methods and frameworks to help both the athlete and the parent. So their support system is super strong. It becomes bulletproof. And he's dang good at what he does. He actually trains other sports psychologists on this process as well. He was struggling to find traction when he came to us and was looking for a system that was a fit for his business. He'd worked for 7 years, dumped all kinds of resources, time, money, tried to get help from other places and programs, started other businesses, start and stopped, did this for 7 years, and nothing really worked for him. And so when he came to us, he joined Narrative Fusion Cell, and we helped him define his one client, one offer, and one attraction and leverage system. He actually said he got more clarity in 60 minutes with us than he'd had in 7 years. He's currently building out an international platform that will train individuals, families, teams, and employ other sports psychologists. He's really leading the market. Now let me show you Lily. Lily is a relationship coach based in the UK. She came to us after another coach had sold her into a program that never delivered. Instead of giving up and swearing off ever getting help again, she reached out to me because she knew my background. At the time, we hadn't even launched this offer yet, but we knew how great she would be to work with and how much value she had offered her clients. She had programs already, ebooks, a Facebook group. She had worked really hard to provide tools and resources for her clients, but she was commoditized. She needed help with a focused and scalable offer, a program with sustainable pricing, and clarity on her messaging about how her process could be better communicated. We built and launched a new offer, quickly pulled in new clients, increased engagement, woke up a sleepy email list, and created a whole new platform demonstrating authority and a well-defined market position. This gave her the peace of mind to go make a move and get a new ranch house and expand her offerings. She's also becoming a real market leader. Now this is Tom. Tom is the founder of both Measured Risk, a cybersecurity SaaS, and a program called The Business of Cyber. When Tom came to us, he was just launching a course he'd fully built out and launched without any validation. He was spending $10,000 a month on ads, and leads were going in one door and out the other. He had no follow-up, no indoctrination, and no idea what his clients would use his course for. Now, as a subject matter expert, he knew how to help his clients, but he was guilty of the field of dreams trap. If you build it, they will come. This is where an expert decides the world needs their knowledge without knowing why and how it would help them, or what difficulties they might have using it to get where they want to go. Again, if you build it, they won't necessarily come. It's a trap. So we got clear on his messaging, his client profile, his offer and pricing. We pulled in some new clients with a fully formed indoctrination series. And with those clients, we worked out the deliverables and transformed his course into a career transitioning program. Some of those students are now sales directors at large cybersecurity companies. If your success is measured by the success of your clients, Tom is certainly a massive success. Finally, this is Chase. Chase is the world leader in behavior profiling, as named by Dr. Phil. He is the founder of Applied Behavior Research, best-selling author, member of the massive YouTube show, The Behavior Panel, and 20-year veteran of the U.S. Navy. When I met Chase, he was writing books and doing live events. He had an email list, but was only using it to manually broadcast promotions. We built him a story-based email indoctrination system with built-in ascension and engagement triggers and a smoother customer onboarding system, along with a digital course platform with built-in promotions, and launched a thriving community. He launched a new high-ticket mastery group, which still brings in consistent MRR and a well-deserved position in the market as the world's best at what he does. Chase is leading the way. I just wanted to let you know that all these clients at one point were just like you. They saw a training just like this, they got inspired, and even though they thought it was crazy, like there's no way possible, they were able to push through the doubts, and resistance and explore just like you're doing right now and build out their authority, scaling, and indoctrination system and platform. Anyway, how did all these people do this? Now, if I'm going to show you exactly how this can get done, and at the end of this training, you'll be able to see how it can grow and be implemented and bolted onto your business, can you commit right now to taking this seriously and actually exploring how this can work for you? Because it's not for me. It's for your family. It's for those who love you. It's for your clients who are searching for you, wishing that somebody just like you was out there to help them, but they just don't know you exist yet. And they would pay the investment as long as they just understood what you had to offer. Look, let me show you how simple this is. Now, 4 clients at 5K is $20K a month. Lift. 6 at 8 is 48. 8 at 10K is 80 grand a month, which is almost $1 million a year just in lift. 10 clients at 10K, $1.2 million a year. Now, this is just an example. These are the people who stay and stick with us the longest. That's how they can grow their business to this level or even higher, just by bumping up their offers and getting more people coming in and charging the appropriate amount. And this is how we're able to help them. This is how simple it can be. Just 10 new clients per month. Now you may be wondering, so who are you to tell me that you can help me? Who's this person talking to me through the video, right? My name is Russ Robson, and I'm a growth architect for professionals like you that want to turn their expertise into a business and eventually an asset they love. My background includes I spent 19 years in the music industry. I was a bluegrass drummer. I opened for Lady Antebellum. I was a club DJ. I performed live with LL Cool J's DJ. I was a SaaS co-founder. I spent 2 decades in business and copywriting, building offers and indoctrination systems for launches, courses, authors, and coaches, and subject matter experts just like you. I spent 13 years in the U.S. Army and Special Operations where I worked as a combat medic, a PSYOP specialist, and an intel cryptologic linguist working in counter-drug operations. I know I've got a broad background, but I'm also the founder of VG3, a company that helps established professionals like you build an online coaching business. I also started the Fusion Cell Group, a private group for professionals turned entrepreneurs. I also created the Unconventional Influence Methodology from my time in PSYOP in Colombia, and the Narrative Fusion Cell Workshop, which is where we help professionals turn their expertise of any kind into a real online business that creates real revenue. And over the years, our consulting firm has helped a handful of some of the most talented experts on the planet. Up till now, we've been a boutique agency handpicking who we were working with because, to be completely transparent, I was leaving active duty military at the time with the U.S. Army and Special Operations. But since leaving active duty, we've been working with these super talented clients so we can work out the deliverables and actually bring this world-class program and system to you. I know we don't even know each other, but I know if you're still here, it's because you're the exact kind of professional we love to work with. My goal for the online coaching space is to raise the bar. I want to make it extremely hard for dishonest course vendors to make a buck because our legitimate experts will be able to demonstrate real authority, not trumped up hype, so that if anyone tries to sell garbage courses, no one will dare waste their money and buy it unless they can really demonstrate to the market that they know what the heck they're talking about. That's what you get here with the team at Virtual G3, a powerful, customized system that demonstrates real authority for real professionals. Now, if you're watching this in 2023 at the date of this recording, you are perfectly positioned to catch the wave of growth that is coming. Because as I mentioned before, the professional coaching industry is exploding right now. It's growing at almost 7% a year worldwide. In fact, by the end of this year, 2023, there could be an estimated 93,000 certified professional coach practitioners worldwide, which means it'll be harder and harder to differentiate. That's where we come in. We build world-class, market-defining, and industry-leading professional coaching platforms that pre-educate, demonstrate, and bring in high-value enrollment calls so you can grow with high-quality clients. And you can grow your business in a way that truly communicates your leadership and value to the market. So let's go ahead and deep dive into our Authority Growth Codex. I'm excited we're here. Let's jump right into the levers. Now, the first one we're going to cover is offer. Now, what's the problem? The lack of offer clarity and the commoditization that happens to professionals because of the way their offers are positioned. Why? Because it's a red ocean of competition out there. And if you don't have perfect positioning, if you don't have a way to make sure that people understand what makes you different, you're going to be competing with every Joe Blow out there. And a lot of professionals, a lot of subject matter experts end up looking like this. They bolt on stuff. They end up making their offer, and it's not streamlined. It's not symbiotic. They're not sure on how to package it properly so that they can offer it clearly to the marketplace. And what ends up happening is clients misunderstand what they do. And they think that they're offering a buffet of services. And the thing is, when you have a buffet of services, think about last time you went to a buffet. Was the food incredible? No, it looks like a big hodgepodge of a la carte items, all like Frankenstein together. So if you think about the mediocrity of a buffet, even though you know you provide a better service to your clients, they don't understand what you offer. So this leads to generalism, which then leads to commoditization, and then that leads to competition between everyone around you, and you just end up responding to what they do instead of building your own space. The problem is, if you're competing, this leads to invisibility. Now, you may be wondering, why do you say that? Well, I'm going to show you one of the most competitive marketplaces on the planet, the airline industry. The airline industry is so competitive. I'm going to share with you some metrics and numbers that are insane. Did you know in 2021 the average ticket was $189? Do you know how much profit was made on that ticket? Oh wait, take a guess. If you said 20, 30, 50 bucks, you'd be absolutely wrong. It's 32 cents. 32 cents per $189 ticket. That is a 0.17% profit, not even 1%. Why? Competition. They're banking on the upsells on the back end, the stuff that you pay for, all the other things. Why? Because this marketplace is so saturated. It's a red ocean. You're competing for and creating anemic profits because of your offer. And so, what a lot of experts and professionals do is if you charge on a per hour or per session or per consultation basis, you're selling time and labor. And most clients devalue this because they compare it to how they get paid and what they get paid per hour. And most people think that it's a value issue or a pricing issue. Most people don't realize it's the way they communicate to their clients what to value. So if you're saying, hey, I'm going to charge on price and compete on price, that this is how they're going to measure you in the marketplace. So I want to show you the value pyramid here. These are the 3 ways that you can actually charge. You can charge by price, which is what we just talked about. Hey, I'm the lowest price provider. I'll beat my competitor on price. I'm going to take a look at my marketplace. I'm going to look low, I'm going to look high, and I'm going to do something right in the middle. I'm going to do more for less. This is a race to the bottom. There's the most competition here because it's also the easiest to do, and your advantage can be soaked up immediately. The second is features and benefits. Now the problem with this one is the features and benefits are arbitrary. They're subjective to that person. If you and I take a look at our bank accounts, we'll have 2 very different pictures of what we value. Why? Because we spend money on the things that we value, things you may pay for, I don't, and vice versa. So if we did that, we'd be very clear on what features and benefits we value, or each of us values as individuals. But now your offer ends up looking like a Las Vegas buffet, where we end up with bloated offers that nobody can understand. And there's a third tier. We're going to come back to that in a second though, but stick with me. So what ends up happening is if you're in those 2 lower rungs, clients are not clear on what you do, how you do it, how it works, why it's for them, because even though it's innovative, they're resistant to it, actually even more so. And so confused clients do nothing. Their resistance makes it difficult for them to understand, and confused people don't take action. So if you find yourself here, you're justifying and devaluing your expertise unintentionally. You know you get results. You may even feel like you're beating your head against the wall trying to explain why they freaking need this thing. If you find yourself here, every person we've ever spoken to finds themselves pleading for the client in Facebook or LinkedIn DMs to listen so they can better understand how you can help them. You think, man, if they could just get out of their own way, you could help them change their life. Now, I want you to think about it this way. If you find yourself here, I want you to imagine you're going on a date. Maybe you're married currently, or maybe you're dating somebody right now. That's okay, follow me here. The night's magical. It's going great right out of the gates. You're having great conversations. You're having a good time. You're jamming back and forth. You're talking about life. You even start joking around a little bit. But once you get towards the end, your date starts to justify and plead why you should go on another date with them. They talk about logically how good they are as a partner, why you should move forward with them, why you should be with them. Imagine if that happened. Yeah, pretty repulsive. So if you're justifying and pleading in your sales consults and conversations for clients to hire you, just understand you're doing the exact same thing. But what if your client made the first move? In this instance, using that analogy, how would that feel? If you didn't need to actually sell them because your offer was so clear, so good, so compelling that it made sense and they actually understood what they were getting. Now, what do we bring to the table? Our solution is what we call the Authority Demonstration Blueprint. Now, how do I define this? Now, an Authority Demonstration Blueprint, called an ADP, is a clearly positioned client offer and experience that transforms their life while providing them the tools, the mindset, and the empowerment beyond your program. Now, why? Because your client needs to see that they can trust you, that you're a real expert and a professional, that you've helped others, and that you can help them get from A to B faster than they could on their own or with somebody else. The proper demonstration of leadership and authority communicated with story and demos lowers their guard and creates trust. And when you show them the way, they make the decision on their own without you trying to sell them. Now, why does this work? Well, I want you to think about this. Come back to our buffet example. Once again, if you're offering an amazing service, but the clients perceive this is just a buffet, there's going to be a problem. What we do with the Authority Demonstration Blueprint is we curate an experience that is just like a Michelin star restaurant. Think about it. A Michelin star restaurant, they charge 10, 20, 50 times the buffet price, and you don't even get to choose what to eat. It's been perfectly curated by the expert in the back, the head chef, who's going to design an experience and an amazing menu that sometimes you even have to wait weeks, if not months, to get in. That's what we build for your business. Now, how does this work? Well, we focus on one core problem that you're trying to solve for one underserved market and provide one transformational outcome for them. Now, when you do this, you're able to command premium prices. Why? Because that person says, oh my gosh, this is for me. I had been looking for this. I didn't even know this was even out there. I didn't even know this was possible. I thought I had to Frankenstein together a bunch of things to get this thing off the ground. So when you have the right blueprint, which is the most important, the marketing becomes easy. Why? Because you're clear. When you get that right, now the marketing is good, it becomes easy. When the marketing is good, the sales consults become simple as well. They become easy because the marketing does all that for you. But if you have a crap offer, it doesn't matter how good your marketing is or how good you are at selling. You have to be a sales assassin, and it won't be a good experience for your clients. And you have to be the best marketer ever. But you're not a marketer. You're a professional at what you do. So with that being said, what we focus on is the blueprint to make everything that follows simple. And when you do this, you now have the 3 things needed to make a sale. They believe they have a problem, they're personally capable of fixing it, and you are the one that can help them with better information or speed of implementation get there faster. Now, you have clarity and decommoditization because you properly communicating to the market what your service is. And all the other dominoes fall into place and the process becomes so much easier. Once again, offer clarity leads to powerful marketing, which leads to simple enrollments all day. And when you have that, when you're clear and decommoditized, the clients are decisive because you have clear differentiation between you and your competitors. And when you have that, your clients can take action. So what do? All right, check this out. We run you through our authority demonstration heuristics. It's a formulaic ideology. It's not something to be solved. It's just a way to think about the specific variables in your market so you can go where they won't. And you can develop market attraction and action-generating authority to attract your ideal clients. I learned some of this in my experiences in Colombia. I'll tell you about that later. But we dive into the deep foundational psychological profile of your ideal client, the desires that they have, the things that they're afraid of. We draw the genius that is already in your head. We organize it and we create the proper communication so they understand what you do. So as we organize and communicate properly to the marketplace, they go, holy crap, this is the person I've been looking for. They are the right professional for me. Now I'm going to dive into the higher level way we do this. And it's a simple 4-step framework. Who, what, how, and why. Now, the way I want you to run through this with me is think about who were your favorite 3 clients ever. Do a common factor analysis. Look at the commonalities between them. What solutions did you provide for them? How were you actually able to help them? And why was that outcome so powerful for them? Because I bet it's not just in the first problem. Not just the original thing that they came to you for, but maybe it was 2 and 3 and 4 layers deep, where they found the things that were the most beneficial for them, that were incredible, that they didn't even know existed or could exist, because they did not know what they did not know. That's where the expert comes in. You help them figure that out. So what do we do? What do we do to move you out of commoditization? Well, we decommoditize you by having to talk about the top of the value pyramid, which is the last layer, which is outcomes. Outcomes are the most specific, visible, and measurable part of the equation. It's the hardest to define. It's also why you have to get very clear on what you're doing. But when you do that correctly, your clients will have the clarity necessary to make decisive action. They'll know what they're paying for, and they're willing to pay top dollar for it because they know it's not just a commodity, and you're not giving them subjective value. You're giving them a clear-cut outcome that they can actually focus on and say, over a period of time, I will have X. And that defined outcome to them has a factor we'll call pricelessness, which means that at any price less than infinity is inexpensive. And so when we do this, we're able to communicate properly and move you out of the commoditization zone, and the perception of value will skyrocket. It is the most ethical and moral way to transact this type of work and build a relationship with that client, because they can actually pay you the commensurate amount of money for the transformation or whatever you're providing, the outcome you're providing them. Maybe that's going to give them more time with their family, better performance on the field, more meaningful relationships, more revenue, more leads, or more clarity at their company, organization, or business. And when people pay a higher than usual price than they're used to paying, they'll think, that stings a little bit. It's kind of a lot of money. But when they pay the price for access, they also pay more attention to the process. When they pay attention, they do the work. They get the transformational impact. When you do it this way, your clients will conspire with you to actually create amazing outcomes. When you do this right, you can reverse engineer, design, communicate, and provide the dream outcome your clients have been searching for. This will take you from being in competition with others, a red ocean, to being in a category of 1, in a blue ocean of opportunity to charge and command the commensurate price for the service and transformation that you provide. You'll be able to bring your skills and services to the market in a way that clients will understand. Now, let's jump into the second lever, attraction. This is one of my favorites. And remember I told you I'm going to show you how your R&D can actually pay for your marketing. Let's jump into that. So what's the problem? Well, it's something I call the marketing trifecta. The clients we end up working with fall into one of 3 camps. So I wonder which one you might be in right now. All right, the first one is inertia. The second is obsolete. And the third is misaligned. You may be wondering what all these mean specifically, so let me break it down. So the first one is inertia. You fall into this camp if you see running ads as a risk. It's confusing. You don't know what to say or how to do it. Who do you hire? Do you use Facebook? Do you use Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Google? I don't know. So instead of making a bad decision, if you find yourself here, you'd rather not make a bad choice. And that makes sense, I guess. And so you might be in a space like this where you're relying solely on referral channel or word of mouth advertising. Now the second is obsolete. What I find here is our clients are using methods that they wouldn't even consume, like radio or TV or sending mailers. TV ads when people are on Netflix, radio ads when people use Pandora, Apple Music, or Spotify. This is not how people consume media anymore. So they're just comfortable, in the old way. The problem with these other methods is that they lack agility, because lots of times there's longer, contracts. You have to run campaigns for multiple months without getting any feedback, and you aren't able to change it. So they lack agility. Or maybe you fall into the third camp, misaligned. Maybe you're running ads, but in most cases, they're cookie cutter templates. If you're working with an agency who they're duplicating what they're doing with other people, other clients, and not helping you create custom things for you. On top of that, lots of times these agencies have you do free stuff like freebies, BOGOs, or super cheap offers. Nothing that aligns with you and the creative focus on what you actually want to bring to the market. I mean, how could you provide amazing value when you're not given the resources to do so? So whether it feels like running ads is burning money, you're a dinosaur stuck in the Stone Ages, Or you may be wondering, okay, well, I'm running ads, but why do my ads suck? Well, if you're doing this, you're the digital clipboard or the digital car salesman like Harry Wormwood from Matilda, and you're selling out or you're selling your values to get money. You're going to run into a problem. People hate being sold to. Well, on the other hand, they love buying, but they hate being sold to. So how do most people try to fix this? Well, they give cheap offers. They devalue their service unintentionally. And what eventually winds up happening is that in trying to drum up new business, they're like, well, I'm going to give away money. Money that would be used to actually provide more value and provide better results to the client. Seems silly. And so discounts, freebies, Groupons, all these different things. These are typically the strategy. Funny thing is, when you communicate to the marketplace that my stuff is inexpensive, or I'm giving a BOGO, or I'm giving away for cheap, what they're really saying is, I don't actually think it's worth the price that I normally charge, especially if it's in a commoditized offer. If we go back to the offer, the original problem, if the offer is not dialed in, they have no clarity on why, how, or what you do. Or they're going to end up comparing you to another person. And so now you're in a race to the bottom. It's now, oh, that person is cheaper, or I can get over there for cheaper. This attracts the tire kickers and the hagglers. Then this leads to confusion. Well, what the heck? What am I supposed to do? And so instead of, not knowing what to do, it leads to hesitation. That hesitation leads to avoidance. And then you might be finding yourself abdicating, moving this problem to somebody else. I don't want to deal with it. Could be a marketing agency, could be just, I don't want to think about it. So you're moving it away. So the way you attract clients in your business matters because it will be the way in which they're going to value and act inside of your business. Once again, if you give your stuff away, you're telling them that you don't think your stuff is valuable. Now, don't get me wrong. There are ways to discount and provide value, but it must be the right time for the right reason and properly positioned. And if you're not clear, they won't be clear. The right person might have passed right in front of your business because the advertising wasn't clear about who it was for. So what is our solution? Authority-based attraction. Now, we've talked a lot about authority here, but here in this instance, authority means to persuade by demonstrating clear leadership. Then we use the story to add emotion, add feeling, because while people justify logically, they buy emotionally. That's just how we act as humans. And so how would I define authority-based attraction specifically for us today? Well, it's an advertising model that combines validating your ad spend and your laser-targeted message to call out the deep psychological desires and needs of your clients. And this leads them to a system where now your enrollment calls are pleasurable. You're having a good time having conversation with this person. And it's not you having to force them. Why? Because they're clear on what you're offering. They're clear on what you provide. And they're excited to learn more. So you may be wondering, well, what components does a profitable and effective marketing model have? Well, let me break it down. It's as simple as this. And if you're working with somebody who tries to make it more complex, they're full of crap. This is how simple it needs to be. There are only two sides. One is an ad framework that's very clear, concise, and makes sense, that's simple to use and easy to deploy. And second, when does the liquidation event happen? The goal is, when do I get paid back on my ad spend? Because I'm betting you don't have $1 million to just dump into ads with no return. There are some businesses that are in the multi-billion-dollar range, right? That's what they do. They know they'll spend the money and it's not going to give them a return for 6, 8, 9, or 12 months. But maybe you're in a situation like most. You're like, hey, I need my ads to perform this week. I need them to give me money right now. So liquidation is extremely important for you. Now, let's jump into the ad framework. Let's get into how an effective ad is structured. Let me break this down in the simplest way possible in 3 parts. First is disrupt. Now, I want you to think about why I'm using this word. Why is it important to disrupt? Because the average person scrolls 6.5 miles on their phone per day. If your phone is an iPhone, just a normal iPhone, that is a 6-inch screen top to bottom, which means that's 66,000, roughly 66,000 scrolls on your phone with your thumb. That is insane. So we got to disrupt whatever they're currently doing to stop scrolling and pay attention to what you have. Because if you're paying for this attention, it's easy for them to scroll past. So you need a provocative and a bold statement or a question. Second, you need to demonstrate. You've got to demonstrate you understand why their problem exists. You've got to demonstrate you know what the heck is going on in their life. You understand their current situation and can articulate it better than they can. You've also got to demonstrate that you are the authority in this area. This allows you to get past their doubts and show that you know exactly what they're talking about, which builds authority and expertise in their minds. And lastly, you must direct. You must direct them to the next steps to learn more. Could be a page that sends them to a video just like this, to a program, to a course, to a private group, to a product, to be able to schedule a call, whatever it may be. But the next logical step. You must direct them to what you would like them to do. You are now leading them. Now, you may be wondering, why does this work? Well, I'm going to give you an example. Remember the Super Bowl ad for Amazon's AI helper? Now, I won't say the name so it doesn't wake her up. Alexa. But it starred Scarlett Johansson and Colin Jost. The tagline was, "It's like she can read your mind." He said, "Hey, helper, it's game day." And then the helper did all this stuff to prepare for the game. It was real convenient at first, and it started to read every intimate thought before they could stop it. It was pretty funny, but it was also what you're trying to accomplish with your ads. This little AI helper could read their minds before they even said it. So like I said, you're trying to do this with your ads. So much so that they feel they need to find and follow everything you do because they feel actually understood by you at a deep level. When you accomplish this with your ads, now you've just sped past the stranger zone and now you're deeper into the acquaintance, could be even possibly the friend zone. Because your subconscious goes, well, they truly understand us and they even thought like we once thought before and we like ourselves. And since we like ourselves, we like them. And then they're like, did we just become best friends? Yep. I couldn't resist. That is how that process works. Extremely fast, extremely quickly, and in a way that most aren't even aware of. And so the ads work the same way. The better we're able to call out what people are thinking and articulate it better than they can, they go, yep, this person knows what the heck they're talking about. Let's have a conversation. Because if you look at the word community, you split the word down the middle. You have the word unity and communicate. So unity and communication creates a community. You're like, this person likes me, I like them. That's just how this works. And so our job with these ads with you would be to optimize for the 1%. The 1% of whatever condition or problem that you solve best. And we do that with the Authority Demo Blueprint. The offer you're providing. We're going to optimize for the 1% of the market. And that 1% of the market is going to be right for what you do and what you deliver to the marketplace. Okay, now that we've covered the ad framework, let's jump into the liquidation event. Now, I'm going to foreshadow our process for leverage as well because they're very similar. Here, let me explain a little bit. We're going to go ahead and expand this model out and show you how it works while we lay it all out. So with advertising, if you think about it this way, let's just say that this is the platform. The client is just scrolling and you're just trying to garner their attention with your ad. They click, watch your video, and move to the next stage. UQL, this stands for unqualified lead. And that's watching your video, your content, your next thing. They're still unqualified. Now MQL, that stands for marketing qualified lead. And SQL stands for sales qualified lead. And at each stage, it's becoming more and more intentional, which means there are less and less of them. Your typical cost per click to get them to say, okay, you got my attention, is $3. The next stage is $10. You're going to get about a third of those people to watch your video. For them to opt in as an MQL or marketing qualified lead, that's going to cost somewhere around $30. $200 to go to the next stage and book a sales call with you to become a sales qualified lead. Here it says shopper. And then some of those we're going to convert to actually show up to the call. And you're going to have to pay about $300 or more to get them as a new client. And every step of the way, you're going to invest money. This is your ad spend. Now, what most course builders do and online trainers is they employ, again, like I said, the field of dreams method, thinking if you build it, they will come. But they don't. They never validate their offer, the program, or messaging, but they go ahead and turn on paid ads because they understand that the only way you acquire new customers in a consistent and controllable way is to pay for it. You put $1 in the machine and get back 3 to 5. They understand this. But they just throw good money after bad like this when they don't take the time to validate their offer. Instead, we turn this model on its head and we sell before we build. We price our program based on the top level of the pyramid, outcomes. And we let our R&D, our enrollment conversations, messages, and new clients prove the offer, the messaging, and program before we turn on ads, which allows us to grow and legitimately profit from our research. For some offers, it might even be right to charge for the consult or take a deposit. Now you're having a lead pay for your marketing. That's powerful stuff, right? Either way, paid or delayed, you can be confident that every dollar you invest into ads is being utilized with its highest and best use. Now you may be saying, well, I have people pay for my consult already. Yes, but do you know how much it costs to get that person to the door? Once you can actually take that amount and you have that number, you tweak your process and even sometimes charge the appropriate amount on the front for it to cover the cost. Now you never have a marketing bottleneck ever again. You can run ads forever because you know that the system and the client are paying for you to get them into the door. Now you know what every enrollment call is worth to you. Every time you or your team pick up the phone could be worth $200, $300. Whatever your numbers are, now you are confident and you have clarity and you can grow your business based on data. So that's magic, right? But now the goal is we're going to be delivering something to them as they leave our call. So even if they decide not to move forward with the program, they're still getting something. They could actually even go somewhere else. And maybe you're saying, why would we want that to happen? I want them to work with me. Yes, but the paradox of it is, the more you try to hold value close to the chest, the more resistance you're going to find. If you say, hey, here you go, you can have this, they're going to be much more likely to want to work with you. And as you do that, you'll find that you won't actually end up paying for ads because your phone calls, conversations, and your clients will be subsidizing it using this system because you're delivering something on the front end. Now they'll feel like, wow, there's an exchange of value here. And now you're getting your acquisition paid for by the system itself. This is accelerated liquidation. And when you do this, you'll mitigate no-shows with the built-in reminder system. We're foreshadowing leverage here. You'll be able to grow and scale confidently with clear return on investment because you're validated beforehand. Clear numbers, simple terms. You'll be able to see exactly, I put in $1 and I'm getting out a multiple. Now, I've seen ROI numbers that are astronomical. I've seen easy, the 5, 10x, that's normal. But once again, I'll give you the disclaimer. I cannot promise results nor guarantee. It's actually unethical because I cannot control what you do. But for those that actually follow through with our methodologies, they do the work, the results can be insane. Numbers that are so large, it's unbelievable. The result? This model and method is something that deeply connects with the psychology of your ideal client while validating and liquidating the ad spend to reduce or remove sunk cost and risk. And when you do this right, you can see scalable, consistent, and massive growth. Or even better, you have a negative acquisition cost. You have a negative net spend, which means you can grow that number infinitely because it's all profit. Infinite ROI with our model. Believe me, this is the way the pros do it and how they can grow massive online businesses. Now with this, you can grow and scale on your terms because now growth and ad spend will not be a bottleneck. It will actually be your friend. Time is now the only problem. How much time and how aggressive do you want to go? And that actually leads us perfectly into the next lever. The thing that's going to allow you to get the most out of the time that you put into this whole system. Let's move on to leverage. Leverage is the third lever, funny enough. And it's the amount of input to output ratio you have. We want asymmetry here. You want to put less effort in to get higher outputs out. That is the goal. And so that's what we'll aim for here. The problem is this. There's no automated filtration and indoctrination process. I want you to imagine a situation where clients come to you. They're already understanding the base knowledge of who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. Imagine that they would segment and filter themselves out because there's enough friction in the process that now you only speak to the people who are intentional. The clients we end up working with in the beginning, we always find them throwing spaghetti against the wall to see what'll stick. They're always trying to build the course before they know what somebody wants in that course. They're trying to buy the tech solutions, hoping that if they build it, they will come, but they never do. They just don't know how to get people to understand what it is that they're providing in a way that creates clarity instead of confusion around the actions they need to take to become good clients. And since there's no clarity on the exact actions that produce the revenue, those lines become blurred and it becomes a slog. So there's a lot of movement, but not a lot of progress. A lot of running in place on a hamster wheel. And since we don't know exactly what action steps are going to produce that revenue, we have to get clarity on what those are first. Because when we don't have clarity, we have no ability to systemize. And when they're in that space of not being able to systemize, they can't automate, which means they can't build any leverage. They can't start stacking leverage points to start extricating themselves from the business. And this leaves them in service prison. If you find yourself here where you've built yourself and edified yourself a business that is your own prison, this can be pretty scary. A lot of clients we end up working with find themselves in this state, a state that they're perpetually living in, which feels like everything's burning up around them. And they're in denial. They're like, this is okay, this is normal, right? Well, what if it's not? What if you didn't have to push a rock up a hill and always have an uphill battle every single day, always having to fight against gravity? Spending time working with unqualified people just wastes your time and energy. They don't have any education on what you do. And what ends up happening is when you're in the consult with them, you're having to force them to buy. It's almost like you have to convince them that their health, income, business, productivity, performance, etc. is important to them, that investing in themselves is worth their time and money. Which is ironic because they hate being sold to. Which leads us back to justification. Without any system or indoctrination process that is very clear and a process that is laid out and designed specifically for you, it's hard to track, duplicate, and see where the success is coming from, so you can't automate and replicate the results. This creates a problem. So what if we had a solution that would allow you to have all this information, to have the metrics, to have the data, to have the filtration, and the indoctrination all at the same time? Well, we call it the Clear Authority Scaling System. How do we define this? It's an indoctrination infrastructure specifically designed for professionals to digitize and democratize their knowledge, to demonstrate authority, and increase perceived value. Just imagine you had a leveraged way where people that are in your orbit are able to consume the data, consume the information and education that has persuasion embedded into it, literally interwoven into it. So they move closer and closer and closer into your gravity. Imagine that your information can be given in a way that makes them go, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. You know, I need to work with this person. And only the truly intentional end up getting your time. Now, why does this work? Well, number one, it digitizes your brain. It takes what you know and we put it into a place that we can explain it perfectly every single time. We bring all the genius that you have and we make it easy to consume. Next, we make it on-demand access. Think about Netflix, think about TikTok, think about Instagram, where there's tons and tons of videos. People want access on demand, so you don't have to be there to explain it. You just have to build it. Once it's built, and by the way, you may be saying, I've already got tons of videos. I've built YouTube videos. I've done things. Yes, but are you leading clients through an indoctrination process with a recipe for that video that not only educates, but is interwoven to have persuasion? It is persuading them to say, wow, okay, I need to invest in upgrading my skill sets, mindsets, business, etc. Oh wow, this is the right person that I need to work with. And now it's the time to do it. I can't wait any longer. And so what this will do is, it will give you the metrics and controls because it will show you any bottlenecks that come up. You'll have the standards so you can clearly see the key behavior attribution so you know where the results are coming in from. And then you'll be able to duplicate those successful actions. It'll create a flow, a pipeline, in which it's very clear in which segment there's problems and how to take all those problems and fix them and remove the bottlenecks and continue that flow. And what it does is, since there's friction in the process, it hedges against the tire kickers and hagglers. It takes the people who are cold and starts to warm them up in a very systematic process. And it moves you systematically in a validated and profitable way through the growth phases of labor to systems to automation and scalable leverage. So you might be wondering, how does this work? Well, let me ask you a question. What is a sales consult or an enrollment call actually? Well, an enrollment call is you and the client passing information back and forth between each other in sequence. Because you can only be at one place at one time, you are now a prisoner of time. So my question is, what if you could create concurrence? What if you could take your brain and digitize it? And we put it into a video specifically designed in a fashion that is a simple formula. Problem, solution, outcome. You explain the problem, you explain why the problem exists, why they're dealing with it, why they've been given misinformation, have been misguided and sold a solution that doesn't work. Then you explain your solution, why it's different, why your solution is better. You educate them, and then you show them the outcome, the benefits, the features, the things that come with it, and the outcome that they'll get when they take your solution. And so when we take this, and then we make multiple videos, and each of these videos solve different problems for different types of clients who want that information. Maybe it's explaining your philosophy or how you solve a specific problem, or you provide that specific outcome, or answering a frequently asked question. And it's designed for mutual convenience for both you and the client. They don't have to drive to the office. They don't have to get a babysitter. They don't have to take off work, and they can watch it on demand. Not to mention, You're not going to have to work with someone or have to explain over and over again the same thing that they could just watch on a video. 24/7, 365. Since it's digital, it can happen on a holiday, on a weekend, when your team and you aren't even working. And 90% of this information is repeatable. So you're going to cover all the broad knowledge, the broad education that you do on a day in, day out basis. You're going to bottle it up, you're going to put it in a video, and be able to show them how you are the right person to work with, why your methods work, and how it works. So some of these people are going to need to go through a process. This should look familiar. We went through the different stages during the authority-based attraction phase. But let me show you again what this looks like. So these are the different stages. So if someone watches a video, some of those people are going to say, hey, I'm interested. This could be an inquiry, right? They're just going to raise their hand and say, yep, I'm ready to go. But they're not truly intentional yet. Some of those people are going to move to the next stage. So they're browsing. We call these MQLs. Again, that stands for Marketing Qualified Leads. This would be someone who submitted a form, for example. Okay, next is the shopping stage, right? Maybe one of them stops progressing. So now we've filtered and fed into the system two who are actually intentional. They want to hop on a discovery call. So this stage, now they're intentionally shopping, and we call them a sales qualified lead, SQL. You may have someone who does this for you, maybe an appointment setter, an SDR, salesperson, or front desk associate. They hop on a call with these clients, and they determine that, you know what? One of them was not a good fit, and one of them was a great fit. So they move one person onto your calendar. This could even just be a Calendly link. Now they're in the enrollment call stage. Now in this process, there's an opportunity for a transaction to happen, a relationship to be built, and more value to be delivered. And this whole system can be optimized for major bumps in performance. But when they've gone through this whole process, the stages, and they've been indoctrinated, it reduces objections. It reduces enrollment time. It increases the overall conversion rate, and it makes the enrollment calls more enjoyable. Why? Because that person understands what you do, which means they're decisive, which means they're ready to buy. So what do? What do we do here at Virtual G3? What we do is we customize a plug-and-play model for your specific business. Now I'm going to break down the 4 stages of this model for you right now. First, the emails. We'll make sure your email structure and copy is designed to engage, indoctrinate, and convert. A lot of follow-up and email conversion systems that we see when we first start working with people are either really outdated, random, boring histories, or cold, corporate-y, personality-free e-zines that just end up in the spam folder. Or they're just not designed to indoctrinate and move people towards you. Either way, we'll fix it and turn it into a professionally designed system and a featured story that sucks the reader in like their favorite streaming series. Second, the videos. Of course, you got to have something that gives the information, the container that shares what you do, how you do it, why it's the best thing for them, and explain the situation as well as say who it's not for. We help you write and edit the scripts and even produce the videos if you need it. Next are funnels. You may need more than one. Sometimes you only need one. We have multiple clients on different levels that have multiple products and offerings going to their clients, and so they might need more than one. This is essentially your pipeline. How many pipelines do you need? How many offers do you have going out? And then lastly is automation. Now, automation is basically where you take the successful actions and make sure that a computer or a piece of technology will do it for you. Why would you need to continue to do these things manually when you could automate it? And so the things that need to be automated, we do. Things that don't, we continue to systemize and optimize. So what's the result? It's a customized, automated, full-stack filtration, syndication, and indoctrination system that generates authority by pre-education and pre-qualifying your clients to improve conversions and their experience. This gives you a step-by-step A to B strategy, a predictable, duplicatable, and sustainable system with metrics and controls. You have full clarity on how to get your client from point A to point B. And so this is our Authority Growth Codex in summary. I did my best to go quickly, but I had to show you the power of it. Our levers and layers are the way that we've been able to have successful, duplicatable, and replicatable results with our clientele and those who choose to work with us. And so once again, here's the summary. Offer, attraction, leverage. These are not meant to be done in silos. Most people we start out working with, they think they have a marketing problem, but actually they usually have an offer or leverage problem. Maybe they have a good offer, maybe they have good marketing, but there's nothing in the middle to help facilitate indoctrination. Or maybe they don't have any of these 3 dialed in. It's very possible. The goal here is to use them together to have a multiplicative effect on your business. But now that I've shown this to you, now you have a choice. Your life is boiled down to the quality of your choices. We can look back at choices we did or didn't make, and we can appreciate them. We can appreciate and even look at the bad choice and say, hey, look, I wish I would have gone back and done that differently. Or maybe you say, that was the right choice. You can look back at those choices that you're so glad you made. Maybe you're married right now and you're extremely happy with the person you married and you thought, this is one of the best decisions I've ever made. Or maybe you're not happy and you recognize it was a bad decision and maybe you divorced them. Maybe you wish you wouldn't have made that decision. We live life through the sum total of the decisions and choices that we make. So now I want to let you know that this is a process that all my clients go through and commit to as they move forward to hit their income goals. They want to grow their business. They want to create sustainability and predictability in the least amount of time and stress possible. And I've actually shown you the Authority Growth Codex that everyone uses to do that. All of them. They started just like you, watching a video just like this, and they got to the next screen and they had to make a choice. Now I'm going to share these choices with you. Choice number 1. You can navigate this labyrinth alone. You can go through the process of trying to figure it out. You're perfectly capable of wasting time and energy and money trying to synthesize this information, trying to figure it out, trying to go through this process by yourself. And if that's the path you want to go ahead. I invite you to do it. It is a challenge, and it's likely one you've already been doing, but you just can't grab it. It's like it continues to evade you like trying to grab smoke. Now, if you find yourself here, then I invite you to choose number 2. Choice number 2, working with a team. A proven process and a model that will help you get to where you want to go. A team that will show you the way because we've been that way. We've done this successfully multiple times. We've grown businesses into platforms in which their impact could not have grown to that level without the systems we put in place. They're breaking through now. They're breaking through obscurity, and by all means, before they had the deck stacked against them too. Entrepreneurship and building a business is hard. Clients don't understand it. We have to help them understand it. We have to market to them properly. We have to package the solutions in such a way where they go, this is the right thing for me. And we can show you how to do that. So what I want to invite you to do is we set aside about 15 hours every week to consult with new clients to do an audit of your business. We figure out the market you want to serve, how you want to apply this to your business for optimal growth. We apply our codex to you, and you get to see how that would work out. Now, to be very clear, this is not a sales call. This is an audit. We'll take you and your business. We'll get complete clarity on it. We'll tell you what to do. We'll tell you what you should avoid, what you can work on. This is how we would improve. This is the process and the model of business we're going to get clear on. The problems and obstacles and the roadmap to get you where you'd like to go. And if it makes sense to not only you but to us as well, we can share details on what that might look like or what we have to offer. But only if it makes sense. If not, we'll steer you in a different path. See, the clients that I shared with you earlier were clients that said, you know what? I want this to be set up for me. I want this to be built into my business, and I want you to help me. And if it makes sense, we'll talk about it. But I want to give you a warning. Even though our clients get tremendous results very fast, by the time you're actually watching this, we're probably going to be on a waiting list. We can only set aside 15 hours, and once they're gone, we shut down the calendar so we can spend our time and attention helping our clients get these results and build this stuff out. So there is zero guarantee that there's actually available spots because we want to protect the experience. We want to protect the results, and we can only do so by keeping a tight-knit group of individuals that we know we can go deep with the Authority Demo Blueprint with them. In fact, it's not only the blueprint we want you to get, but we want to provide a fantastic experience for you as well. So what does that mean? There's not going to be any weird pressure that you find. It's just going to be a conversation. So if you're interested in having this consult and interested in having this audit done, here's my wish for you. Book it now. Why am I telling you to book it now? Because there's hundreds, maybe even thousands on some days that are going to see this training. And we don't have all the time in the world. Like you, our time is limited. In fact, we are a relatively small consultancy firm, and it's not my job to convince you. It's basically just me saying, hey, I wanted to have a conversation, if it makes sense. We believe in quality over size. We want to get better, not just bigger. And we want to impact professional online business, owners, and teams. We're actually practitioners ourselves, which means we understand what needs to get done, the approach, the tools, the mindset, and how to install the levers across the layers of your business. We know how to build your authority online in a scalable and measurable way. We are the people who want to transform how professional services are delivered online. No piecemeal, not nickel and diming, not here a piece, there a piece, not here's a bunch of tech and templates, good luck. We believe in message before mechanics, offer before sales, and story before history. Like I said, our vision and mission is to change the way professional services are delivered online. We want to raise the bar so the legitimate experts like you rise to the top. And what you'll find is that our process will help you do this. You will be part of our mission, all while you reap the benefits. More profits, more leverage, more freedom. And if that is what you want, the decision will be easy. So when you click the button below, it'll take you to a calendar page. You'll fill out the quick little homework because we want to hit the ground running. We don't want to waste a whole hour on the phone. We want to spend about 20-30 minutes, look at your business, deep dive really quick, look at your goals, see where the obstacles are, figure out what the right decision for you would be, whether it be the software you use, what your offer needs to look like, the marketing, whatever it may be. How do you position yourself to be a category of one? Now, why are we doing this? Sure, you may be asking why. Why are you doing this? This sounds good, but Russ, I don't get it. I don't understand. What's the point of all this? Why would you do this for us? Well, we practice a unique style of marketing called actually help people first. We want to demonstrate that we know what we're talking about before you ever give us $1. In fact, we already consider you a client that we're responsible for, believe it or not. That's just the way we operate. As my friend and previous client Chase Hughes says, we rise by lifting others. And as our code here at Virtual G3 says, be the North Star and help others navigate the way. It's in our DNA to give before we get. So we want to give you something. And yes, if you'd like to, you can see it as an ethical bribe that we want to help you first with the possibility that we might be able to do business together. But I don't know you. I don't know your business or skill level. I don't know what you're trying to do. I don't know if you're actually a good fit. So in this conversation, in this audit, if it makes sense, we'll have a conversation if we think we can make magic together. And if that's the case, we'll invite you. But we only accept clients that are a good fit because we want to be able to guarantee your experience. We want to let you know that it's important to us that you have a great time with us. We like to have fun. We build predictability and sustainability. We help you grow so that you can get these growth and revenue goals. So this video can be boiled down to a singular ideology. There are 2 types of clients for you and your business, and they are worlds apart. There's clients and there's invested clients. A client, by our definition, is someone who needs your help that you take responsibility for. But an invested client, these are people who are aware of what you do, pre-educated, pre-qualified. They've been through the material that's accessible for them, and they know what you're the best in the world at. This is a different class entirely. So there's a huge difference between somebody booking a call or spending time in a consult with you, and they don't actually know you or aren't really sure that they need you, or even really want to work with you. But you know they need you. Let me tell you, those are the worst kinds of consults you're going to take. But the people who have studied your material, have access to the things that you have in your brain, your knowledge, your genius, which is our job to pull out, they don't just need you, they know they need you. They know that they want you. And when they show up, it's a different type of experience for both you and them. They are already aware that you're the best in the world at what you do. And they need and want to work with you desperately. They're ready to go. They're ready to invest. And you don't have to sell. You don't have to convince, justify, or devalue your programs. So the decision is not, should I hire Virtual G3? Should I hire a different agency? Should I book a call? Should I not? The decision you're making is, do you want your calendar and office to be filled with people who need convincing and selling that they should invest in themselves, that their life or business matter? The ones that force you to do all the haggling and discounting for them to get started? The ones that want you to convince them that devalue your offers? Or do you want you and your team's calendar to be full of people who already know that they're your clients? The decision is yours. Now, if you'd rather make the latter, not the former, if you want that, if you want to have customized advisory services, the 3 levers and the 4 layers installed, the codex built into your business, and you want to do it on a call and find out if it's a good fit, and you want to do it in 30 minutes, I want you to hit the link below this video. There should be a button there. Click that button. It'll take you to a calendar. It looks just like this. If we have a calendar spot available, we can help you, and we can't wait to help you. My name is Russ Robson, the founder of Virtual G3, and I'll see you on the other side.